Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing my sister's nails. She's actually my twin sister. Yes, we are identical. We get that question all the time. I love nail YouTubers, and I actually got into being a nail tech through watching YouTubers that create nail content. So I thought, why not give a go at creating some content myself? I have tried to film a few videos now, but this is definitely the best angle so far. You'll notice obviously that this video is sped up, so I've sped this part up 4 times. I've tried to keep in as much content as humanly possible. However, some stuff I am still out of frame, unfortunately, so I have cut that, and I did cut out kind of like the bits in between the action shots, so if you see any cuts, it's just boring stuff or stuff you can't see. But yeah, I actually really love this set that we created for my sister. It was based off a t-shirt that she was wearing to her appointment last time. Sometimes we struggle a little bit with inspo, but we really love this design, so we just went for it, and yeah, it came out awesome. So I am actually the New Zealand distributor for Light Elegance, so all the products that I use in this video are Light Elegance products, apart from a very small handful of things, either things that they don't actually have a product for, or yeah, I guess that's basically it. So you can see obviously below you've got my SHEMAX dust collector doing its best job. It's sucking away all the dust. It does a great job. I'm absolutely in love with it. And then also you can see I have a little dust brush hooked around my little finger. Really convenient to not have to stop what I'm doing and brush away the dust. I can just keep the file in my hand and obviously just turn my hand slightly to brush away the dust. It is such a game changer. If you haven't tried this before and you are a nail tech, definitely recommend giving it a go. The first few times actually that I tried it, I found it a little tricky. It was a little bit awkward, but once I kind of got the placement right and like the angles right, oh my goodness, can never go back. So yeah, so you can see obviously we've already removed all of the colour nice and quick with the e-file, and I reshaped her nails. The set that we did for her last time, we actually took down a lot of the length versus normal. She moved house. She moved into her first home. Her and her partner bought a house, which is so exciting. But obviously when we're moving, sometimes our nails can get in the way. So we just wanted to make sure that she didn't have any risk for breaks or anything like that. Before I started doing nails, my sister was a pretty severe nail biter, and so it has been a bit of a journey to grow her natural nails out, but they are looking really beautiful now, which I'm very proud of her for, and obviously regular appointments really help with that. But yeah, you can see I'm going around doing the cuticle work now. There's a few steps to this. I start with a slightly larger diamond bit called the Cutie Patootie, and this just helps kind of lift away the cuticle that's actually on the nail plate and kind of do like the bulk of the work, and then I go on with a smaller bit, and I use this actually in both directions. So I start in forward, I believe, and then go back around in reverse to kind of get into the corners and just get those little bits that the bigger flat top diamond bit couldn't really reach. So this is what I'm doing now. Obviously this is all sped up, so it kind of looks a little bit hectic, a little bit crazy, but we just take our time and yeah, make sure that we are getting all of the dead tissue. Everyone has a different kind of preference. Different countries are taught different ways, and kind of there's different standards. So you do what you're taught, I do what I'm taught and what I feel comfortable with. So I actually don't nip cuticle or dead tissue, so I take a little bit of extra time to exfoliate the dead tissue that I can exfoliate with my diamond bits. So here I'm going in with Buffy, which is more of like a polisher type bit, and just gently going through and removing anything that's waving at us, and just smoothing out any areas that may have kind of been part of the exfoliation process in the first two kind of steps. So yeah, this also helps actually to push the skin back away from the nail plate, so it's kind of helping us get a tighter kind of area around, you know, the nail, exposing more of the nail plate, where when that skin relaxes back down, it kind of makes less of a gap between the product and the skin, so it looks fresher for a little bit longer. Yeah, so just quickly whipping around doing that. Prep usually takes me about 45 minutes, and I used to think that that was really slow, and for some people that is, and that's okay, but I like that I'm thorough. I get really great results when I go through and do the prep the way that I do it, so I have decided to be at peace with the amount of time that prep takes me. Prep obviously would take a bit longer if there was lifting, or we needed to change shapes or lengths or anything like that. So I think today it was a little bit faster, but this entire service actually took me just under 2 hours, which is not too unusual with my sister. We do get to talking, and talking does eventually mean that we take a little bit longer. And then also, again, we weren't really sure what we wanted to do today, and so throughout the service we were kind of talking about colours, and then I actually landed on the idea of doing dinosaurs, because I really wanted to use 2 colours from the Light Elegance fall collection called LE Rocks, because it's just turning into autumn here in New Zealand now, so we're just able to start using these beautiful autumn colours that actually released when it was spring, summertime for us. So clients don't really go for the more neutral kind of muddier colours at that time. This is my favourite step in the entire nail service. I do it a couple of times, but cleaning off with that cleanser is just so satisfying with the brush. And then I do a double cleanse actually with a nail wipe as well, to really get in and make sure that that nail plate is nice and prepped and dehydrated. And then I go on with my 2 favorite prep products. I start with AirBond and then go in with Tack afterwards, and obviously these are both from Light Elegance. I will try and list all the products that I use down below, but yeah, so I just find, because New Zealand, or I guess Auckland where I am, is a very humid climate, using AirBond first really helps to negate any leftover moisture that might be in the nail plate, and gives really great adhesion. I don't tend to get very much lifting at all of product. If it is, it's because the nails haven't been well looked after, but that's okay. We've still got to live our lives. And now I'm going in actually, so we do hard gel on my sister. I do 2 main services with my clients. I either use Jimmy Gel, which is Light Elegance's builder in a bottle type product, and I use that on about 80% of my clients. And then for those that have a bit trickier nails, maybe they're a little bit harsher on their hands, or they just need a little bit extra Jimmy Gel, it doesn't quite last them 3 weeks, then we upgrade to hard gel, and that's the Lexy Line. And this product is actually really cool because there's many different hard gels in the line, which means we can tailor the manicure to each individual client. So for my sister, I start with a base of builder, and I really work that into the nail, and then I do the structure with One Step Ideal Pink that you can see here. Obviously I've cured in between. It has been really hot at the moment as well, so that does definitely affect application, and so sometimes it takes me a little bit, as you'll see here, to kind of get in my groove, pick up the right amount of product, and then also place it down in a way that gives the outcome that I want. If it's running faster, I tend to focus much more in the center portion, and if it's a little bit cooler, then I kind of help it spread out just a little bit more. So it's been hot, so we try to aim for that middle kind of section. Ironically, mine and my sister's nails are quite interesting and tricky to work with on some of the nails. Normally C curves are quite like even and curved, but for us, some of our nails have almost a corner in the C curve, which means that the product is really, really likely to want to run into the sidewalls, which makes it tricky. And then also I'm trying to create a nice curved surface on top, so we're disguising that corner in the C curve. It's interesting. It presents its own challenges, but I guess it's just a little ironic that it's my sister's nails that are one of the trickiest clients that I have. But she is very patient with me, and we work together for sure to get her nails in the best condition that they can be. So you can see some nails I kind of get it better than others. There I'm actually holding the nail upside down, or the entire hand upside down, to kind of help smooth everything out. Sometimes that's great when we get the product kind of edging too far into the sidewalls and it's looking quite chunky, especially on her nails. We need to really make sure that that doesn't happen. So holding upside down really helps bring everything back into the center. And then sometimes you can see I'm happy with the application, so I don't worry about going upside down, and we just pop the nail straight into the lamp to flash cure. So I like to work backwards and forwards between the hands and just doing one nail at a time. And so then we just flash in between. The hand will stay in the lamp until I'm ready for it again. So sometimes a nail will take me less than 60 seconds and some will take me a bit more depending on how much I'm struggling with it. So I always make sure when the thumbs go in that the hand gets a proper 60-second cure, not only for the thumb, but to make sure that all of the fingers have also had their full cure as well. So that's just something to keep in mind if you are flash curing, is to make sure that you cover your bases and make sure that you have full cure, especially of this particular layer. I mean, all layers are really important, but this is the structure layer. There's a bit more product here, so it's really, really important that it gets enough time in the lamp to cure all the way. I do actually use my little needle point stylus if I get product into the sidewalls, because it's a nice point, but obviously it's not sharp, so it can really get in and clean that out quickly for me and tidy everything up. Gel likes to follow gel, so if there's anything that kind of gets somewhere we don't want it, it's just going to keep following. So it's really important that we kind of like quite thoroughly clean that out. It's funny, I've been doing nails for a couple of years now, but thumbs are still a little bit more tricky for me, just because the nail is much wider, and so it kind of takes me a little bit longer to get a nice contour over the top. I think just because it's that bit wider, but yeah, I'm working on it. Haven't perfected it yet, but I am a perfectionist, so I'll probably always be working on it. And now I'm going to cleanse, because I'm actually going to go in and finish file. I go backwards and forwards, or had gone backwards and forwards between finish filing and not finish filing, but I decided towards the end of last year and the start of this year that actually it's okay that my services take the time that they take, and I'd rather take the extra 5 or 10 minutes to perfect it and have just a really beautiful, awesome result, then rush and there be bumps, or not kind of build in the time for finish filing, and then the client bumps their hand in the lamp, or they don't put it in all the way, and so it doesn't kind of cure in that nice contour that I worked to get before I went in the lamp, all of these things. So it's kind of just like risk mitigation for not having perfect nails. I want perfect nails, so and I respect the fee that my client pays, so we need perfect. You can see I skipped a few nails there. It was just literally because I wasn't in frame at all. So I'm going through, I kind of follow the same routine across all nails, tidying up the fringe just very quickly, making sure that the side walls are parallel, and then going across the front, and then around the cuticle area, and then blending everything in. The reason why I go across the front on her nails in particular is because of the way that they grow quite down and around the fingertip. This just makes sure that I have rebalanced the apex properly, so it's a little bit easier for me to leave a little bit extra bulk on her nails on accident if I don't file that front kind of down the front. So that's why I kind of do it like that, and we get my favorite step again, the nice cleaning off with the cleanser on the brush. And then obviously I'm going in with a wipe just to get anything that got kind of stuck in the corners and just be really, get all that dust away. And then I go in with a base coat. So this is Power Bond. This is actually a new thing that I've started doing alongside the finish filing, because I really like applying the color products over a sticky layer. So this is like the best of both worlds, because we finish file to get the perfect nail, and then I get the nice sticky layer to apply the color over. And then also Power Bond is kind of like a bit of a smoothing base, so if there was anything that wasn't quite perfect, it's going to get smoothed out, or I could tweak it slightly. It's also going to fill in any of the file scratch marks that are a little bit deep and sort that out for me too, which is really awesome. So we pop that on, and then that goes in the lamp. And so I'm going to start with Rock My World, which is this awesome kind of olivey green color. And we're doing a vertical ombre, I guess. But I decided to try a different kind of technique with the ombre, where I'm not actually blending the actual colors together. I kind of cure each layer separately, and just kind of wipe away the excess to fade it in with the brush. So these products need to be applied super nice and thin, and I kind of probably go a little bit too thin, but I'd rather make sure that they're fully cured because they're super high pigmentation than kind of risk it. So here we go now with the second coat, and you can see that opacity is building up really nicely. These first two nails are just the full green, and then the third nail is going to be half green and half purple. I actually think this technique definitely only works with specific textures of gel, because these do have transparency when you apply a lot of pressure on the brush and paint them on really thin. I think that's actually why this technique in particular works as well as it does. And when I apply the purple, you'll see, but the purple actually has a blue shimmer to it as well, and I think that texture helps the blend too, because where the purple kind of fades out, there's still a little bit of blue shimmer onto the green, and it creates quite a nice seamless-ish blend without too much work or fussing around with sponges or anything like that. I can do it all with the brush. So you just kind of have to be careful with what product is on the brush when you're creating the blend. So you kind of want to take almost all of the product actually off the brush, so that then you're almost like just wiping away the purple that you don't want, and kind of patting the purple kind of across to create the blend as well. This is actually a super cool color. I am looking forward to encouraging more of my clients to choose it in the next couple of weeks. The autumn or fall colours do tend to get a little bit avoided here in New Zealand, because we don't really have an autumn season as such. Autumn obviously starts at the start of March technically, but March for us is still really hot, so we kind of go from summer, we have some milder days, and then straight into winter in June. So I did cut out a little bit of us deciding what to do for art, It was just us go backwards and forwards and me scrolling on Pinterest, so nothing too exciting. But I found kind of some reference pictures to paint the dinosaurs from, but it wasn't like a complete replication. I just kind of was looking for the art style and a little bit of the proportions. So I decided to do more of a brontosaurus kind of dinosaur on this snail, and then on this other hand we're doing more of a stegosaurus with the spines across the back, which turned out really cute. So the base of the dinosaur actually is really similar. You have a nice long neck and a bit of a bulbous kind of body and stumpy little legs, but then the spines and you'll see I put some dots across the back on the Bronto that kind of like creates the variation a little bit, and I'm also going in trying to do a little bit of shading and highlighting as well, just to give it slightly more definition and depth. It kind of helps bring the character together, or like the painting together, especially because I don't really plan on outlining. So instead of properly outlining, I'm trying some kind of highlighting and low lighting to give better definition to the dinosaurs. And you can see actually now is when I'm going in with a dark purple to try and create that dimension. And I think my sister also requested that both dinosaurs have little eyes, so we did that too. And now I'm going in with my favorite top coat, super shiny. It's a hard gel top coat, but it is its namesake. It's unbelievably shiny and it wears super well, doesn't stain because it's a hard gel, and yeah, it's just all-time favorite. So that one obviously goes in the lamp while I'm going to paint on the other one. You can apply it quite a little bit thicker. It is a thicker viscosity. It's not super thick, but it's just slightly thicker than the average top coat, which means when you're applying over art, if it's just hand painted like this and not too much variation in the height on the nail, you can get away with just using your top coat to level everything out and keep everything nice and smooth. And now I'm actually filing the free edge, which you may have never seen before, but it actually really helps in the longevity of the nails. So it kind of removes any extra free edge that might be right at the edge of the nail, so that the product that's at the free edge is just product. That probably doesn't make any sense, but trust me, it's an amazing tip that I got from Jojo Wickens, and it really, really, really works. So just wiping the top coat now, and then going in with a lot of my clients' favorite part, the hot towel. If you've never had one of these before, very, very nice, even in the height of summer. Super relaxing and nice to clean off all the dust. And then I'm going in with a little bit of lotion as well, just to rehydrate the skin and kind of give a little massage as well. And then always finishing with cuticle oil to rehydrate the cuticles. And some of my clients say they use it, but they don't. So at least I'm giving them a good dose after we've kind of cleansed their skin a bit and removed those oils from the surrounding areas of the nail. And here's the final design. I don't get the best shot, but you can see that's the first dino, and then on the other hand is the stego. And here is the video I took for my Instagram story, so nice close up of that guy, and you can see from further away as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you again soon.